Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. And hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So the Mets won tonight, won today, 10-5. I'll say this, the manager for the Marlins, he's no Miller Huggins. He's not Gil Hodges, he's no Davey Johnson, that's for damn sure. That guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I mean, and the Marlins don't know what they're doing either, because how do you have a guy who's a bench coach who's never managed in any games? I mean, really, the constant, it's not obviously, so any Marlins channels, but you don't walk Juan Soto to pitch to Pete Alonso when Pete's hitting the way he's hitting in that spot, and then to have the infield playing in the sixth inning. It's just ridiculous. Gary and Keith, they were going over. Gary couldn't believe it. He's beside himself about that inning. I mean, it's not our problem. I would admit, and the only reason I bring it up is this guy, Clayton McCullough, you were hearing his name for years. Years that he was up for this job. He's going to interview for that job. This guy's a dope. Wasn't he up for the Mets job too? What an idiot! I mean, you can't make a guy look worse than have him be the your manager. My goodness, he's terrible. But be that as it may, a couple of notes, and obviously Clay Holmes pitched really well. Got into the fifth inning today. Finished the fifth inning. Got him into the sixth inning. He gave 4 runs, but really he pitched so well. After that first inning, he was having some issues with his command, which seems to be an issue with him, and it's been an issue with him even when he was a reliever. But, he was very dominant. I mean, he struck out 10 batters in this game. Extremely dominant. He kind of ran the gas in the sixth inning. And Brazelbutt, I feel bad for Brazelbutt because he gave up the home run to Hill. And Hill had a good game, too, by the way. He made a big play in the outfield later on in the game, but he hit a home run that I didn't believe was going out. I mean, that ball just got carried by the wind in that spot. I mean, and he was shocked. I was shocked. I thought that ball was going to get caught at the wall, but really, there's only one bad pitch by the Mets staff tonight, but today, and they've only given up 1 home run in that bullpen. So that says a lot. Mets bullpen has been excellent, and the Met pitching has been good too. To be honest with you. Can't really complain much about this pitching staff at all. In fact, they've been excellent. Even Danny Young came in, pitched a scoreless 8th inning, and Reed Garrett. I mean, I would have liked to not have to go back to pitch Reed Garrett in this cold, especially with the Mets with a 5-run lead. But I guess it was a why messing around, I guess, to a certain degree, and bringing in Edwin Diaz or Jose Buteux. All of a sudden, he's French. Buteux. You see that? See that, folks? I would mention this. I did not go to Amazing Day. But from what people were saying online, he was the most miserable guy at Amazing Day. He was not amazed. He didn't want to be there. Jose Buteux. All of a sudden he's speaking French and eating brie. But nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. But let's get into the Met offense. Obviously, Clay Holmes gave 2 runs in the first inning. He's struggling with his command, but he settled down pretty good in this game. Only gave up 3 walks, and 2 of them, I think, were only in the first inning. And Francisco Lindor is not going to have a bad April. He had a bad March, he's not going to have a bad April. He led the game off with a home run. 5 straight games where he is led off with a hit. He's playing really well. Scored 2 runs in this game, drove in 2 runs. Started the scoring off. Juan Soto went 2 for 4 in this game. Scored 2 runs, and it was the big intentional walk in the 6th inning. In the 6th inning, on that 3-run double that Pete Alonso had. What a dope, Clayton McCullough. He's a dope as a manager. But Pete had a wind-swept double in the 3rd inning that scored Soto's first run. And then in the 4th inning, the Mets had a pretty interesting inning. They had the bases loaded, and Brandon Newell got 2-run double. And then Starling Marte, who had an excellent game, DH, and he had went 2 for 2 with 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base with a walk and a hit by pitch. So he had a really good game. Brandon Nimmo got off the schneid. He had that 2-run double. That was pretty cool in the fifth inning. And he's been leaving a lot of men on base. It was good to see him get off the schneid. Mark Vientos did not have a great game, but he did get a hit late in the game. So you don't want to give up at bats, even late in the game, and you're struggling. Because those at bats here and there will get your batting average respectable. He's not really found anything yet. Tyrone Taylor, even though he had a great game last night, went 0 for 5 today. Brett Beatty is now 3 for 24. The first 2 at-bats that he had in this game were pathetic, quite frankly. And Gary said it during this game that soon Jeff McNeil will be going on an rehab assignment. And as you know, this week, Francisco Alvarez is going to be going on a rehab assignment for his broken hamate bone in his hand. But if Beatty and Acuna don't start hitting, they're both going to be out of here, that might be the best thing that they can do. And maybe they'll bring up some veteran guy like Donovan Walton from the minors, but they have to get going, And Acuna came in, he scored 2 runs in this game at the pinch hitting in the 6th inning for Beatty, and then he scored a run later on the RBI sacrifice by Lindor. But those guys got to get it going. If they don't get it going, they're both going to be on. I mean, it's as simple as that. And the fact that Gary said it says a lot. And then, of course, Hayden Sangers, who had another good game behind the plate, threw another runner out. That guy's a good catcher. And he got a couple hits, too, which was nice to see. It'd be interesting to see what the Mets do over the next couple of days. What's going on with Luis Torrens. I don't know what's going on with him. They said that he had to get x-rays or an MRI today for that contusion on his arm. Hopefully it's not serious. But if he's not out, he comes back, and eventually Francisco Alvarez comes back, it's going to have an interesting problem because Sanger's played really well. He's not a big hitter, although he's had very good batting average. He's performed very well in the role that the Mets have for him. So it's nice to see a guy that has worked his ass off to get to the majors and perform well. And he's doing both sides he's doing a great side on both sides of the ball. He's played great defensively. He's calling a good game, and he's getting his hits here and there. And that's great to see. We wish him really well. Pete Alonso went 2 for 4 in this game. He's got now 15 RBIs in the first 11 games of the Mets season. People complaining about him and just completely wrecking him and knocking him and belittling him all season. Where are you now? Where are you now? It's funny. I've been defending him for 5 years on this channel. First, people were telling me that Dom Smith was better than him. And I was defending him for 2 years. He's returned from the abyss that he was in as a hitter. He's going back to his approach from 2019. Everybody's talking about it. Just trying to hit the ball up the middle, hit the ball to right field, going with the pitch. And then that double in the sixth inning, that was a ball that he pulled. And you're seeing that he's using the entire field. When Pete's using the entire field, he's very dangerous, and he'll make you pay, because Pete has that sort of edge to him where he'll get a big hit late in the game, and that was kind of missing in 2023, and obviously do most of 24 until they got to the postseason, and then we started a new season in the postseason, and then he had one of the biggest hits in the history of postseason, and then just continued on with that. But this is another good win for the Mets. Clay Holmes got his first start at Citi Field. He got his first win as a starter. I think this is probably the first one he's ever had as a starter on the majors. I don't know if he had a win with the Pirates, because he had about 4 starts with the Pirates back in 2018. I don't know if he had a win during those games, but he got the win today. He pitched really, really well. And really the 2 stars of this game, like I said, are Holmes and Alonso. So, you let me know what you think about this video and, of course, this game. This was a fun game. I'm glad I wasn't sitting in that cold. That's no fun. That's no fun. That's the one thing I don't like about baseball is when they play this early in the season and you get tickets and you got to sit in the ballpark and you got to freeze your ass off. I hate that. I hate that. Absolutely, positively hate that. I hate that I have to sit in the ballpark and freeze my you-know-what off. I don't want to do that. That's for damn sure. That's the last thing I want to do. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, just to let you know, I got to work tomorrow. Let's play a 1 o'clock game. So there won't be any video right after the game because I'll be probably trying to keep up with the with the game on my phone at work. I gotta be a little sneaky about it, But I will try to get a video out for you tomorrow evening when I get back here to the hut, and we'll have plenty of stuff. And then the Mets go on the road to play the homeless Athletics. Just call them what they are, homeless. They just sort of showed up in Sacramento and said, we're going to play here. Okay. Well, you let me know what you think. And then they go to Minnesota, which is going to be a pain because it's going to be freezing there. Minnesota all those years had that dome. Why didn't they put another dome there? Does that make any sense? No. A lot of stuff doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. No dome in Atlanta makes no sense. You had a dome there for 60 years with the Metro Dome. You don't build another one? And you're playing games in early April and late March in Minnesota? Anyway, just annoy. These are the kinds of things that annoy me in life, really, quite frankly. Well, and it should annoy you too, especially if you want to watch the game. Hopefully the Mets will get the games in, no problems, no snow, and it won't be too cold there. I don't see anybody get hurt by being in that really frigid cold in Minnesota. So, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Have a good day. Let's go Mets. I'll see you later.